You are listening to High Score 510, where sports is the plane, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Chiba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
Hey, if you gonna tell me the national export of Wakanda is security guards, then I'll believe you. But nah, nigga, nah. Wakanda, them niggas was like actual export. The national export, you got a bunch of security guards. Because that's all I saw. When I saw black people in DC, it was their working security. Every security job was black people in DC, bro. Okay.
Chocolate City.
It's the Chocolate City. Yes. So it's the most amount. If it's the most amount of black people, they should only be working fucking security jobs.
No, we're talking about Hall of Fame, like Eric Dickerson going on tour for this, like Hall of Famers trying to boycott to get they're trying to get health insurance for life. He doesn't seem like the best spokesperson to talk about the Hall of Famers boycotting this whole situation. So they don't want to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony anymore. They want to use that.
No, they want to get.
You said that? You're quoting Eric Dickerson right now, right?
Yeah. So they want. Yeah, so one of the things that he said they want to do, they're not going to show up to the ceremonies anymore and be paraded out there if they're not getting compensated with health insurance. So that's the main thing.
Well, I love how he kept saying they, and how all them Hall of Famers came out after that and said, who was it? Troy Aikman and Kurt Warner was like, hold on. I think he had him on their side at first, but then it started coming out how greedy Eric Dickerson sounded, because you left out one part. He wanted a salary, a $300,000 a year salary.
To organize this?
For all the Hall of Famers from the NFL. They should be getting $3,000. And that's when Kurt Warner and Trey even wrote that letter. It's like, hold on. We don't agree with all this. Kurt Warner said, I want this for everybody that played in the NFL. I think all of us should have health care. Yeah. Not just some. All, right? He said, not Hall of Famers, all. Eric Dickerson made the NFL look good. That's what he did this past week. The only person who jersey I got made the NFL look good.
Man, I thought Jared had sound like he did not.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Thought he had sound like the only person that made the NFL look good is Eric Dickerson. During the time the NFL always looked bad, he came out and made it look good. But agree, he already getting a pension.
Yeah.
He getting a pension. The reason why he wanted $300,000 salary is because he had a young wife who had a kid a couple of years ago.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Remember, he was complaining when Justin Bieber was speeding, talking about, he gonna hit one of my kids. Right? He said, because he lives on the same block as Bieber. He said he needs to slow his, he's talking about his kids. He said he needs to slow his ass down. Remember when he came out, I was like, man, he needs to slow his ass down. But like the other Hall of Famers, like, hold on. We didn't say anything about no salary. And we want it for all.
Troy Aikman and Kurt Warner both have well-paid jobs.
They do too. They do. Well, remember, Eric Dickerson was on Monday Night Football until he basically got replaced by a cardboard cutout of Eric Dickerson during the game, and they realized, wow, this cardboard cutout just as good.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's my titties. Get your own.
I'll pay for the titties. Yeah, so Eric Dickerson, man, really looked bad. Like, no one came out and I guess he came out with this idea and everyone supported him, but then they said, like, he kind of switched it up on him. Like, they thought he was going for everybody. Yeah. Then he switched it to just Hall of Famers. And then he started backtracking after everybody, like, nobody had his back. He's like, no, I just wanted to start with us first. We setting the example. Yeah. Yeah, Eric Dickerson, man, that was crazy, dude. First I was like, what? $300 salary too? Yeah. You get a pension, and the pension's around that much, right? Like it's probably just a little bit less than that, or around that much.
I'm trying to think, like how much money would that be? Like, how many Hall of Famers are there?
In the NFL, not as many as basketball.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson fucking up, but is Mike Tomlin fucking up right now?
I don't know, man. I feel like he's getting. I feel like Marvin Lewis fucks up. He ain't won a playoff game. Mike Tomlin has won a Super Bowl. Team is always in the playoffs, always in the hunt to get there.
Yeah.
They're just having some bad contract issues right now.
Well,
yeah, they are.
Well, before I get into that, I just want to tell you, NFL pensions, so the players could put in to receive it at either the age 45, 55, or 65. If the longer they wait, the more money they get per year in a pension, right? According to the benefit, like O.J. Simpson, if he waits till he's 65 to start drawing his pension, he'll get $100,000 a year.
100,000.
Was it based on how much money you put in there, or
No, that's just your pension. That's what you get for that they probably took out year served.
Yeah.
So put it like this.
And I say that because we live in the Bay Area, but that's not.
Figure, put it like this. If you do like OJ did, which is move to Orlando, which is cheap as hell, $100,000.
Nah. If you do what Pedro says, he moved to Cleveland, you got $100,000, man. You could have a harem of households. But Mike Thomas is the head coach of the Steelers, and the Steelers are having a lot of struggles right now. They haven't won a game. They've lost one and then tied one. They're struggling. I think Mike Thomas is getting a little bit harsher treatment because it's like he can't control management and contracts negotiations. Yeah. When Le'Veon Bell is there, Le'Veon Bell seems to play his hardest. He doesn't hold anything back, so...
You can't say that he has not groomed a quarterback. When you kept Charlie Batch around for 6 years or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah. Hey.
You bring in all these crazy-ass backup quarterbacks. Like,
hey.
You're not
Tommy Maddox, baby. Come on.
I think the Steelers' problems start with... when the original owner died last year, Rooney. Mm-hmm. Think about this. The Steelers always was a team that they always cut people before they got bad.
Yeah.
And it seemed like no one, like they had a time machine. They cut people and they were bad the year after they cut them. They were in the Pro Bowl. Joey Porter. What's the other dude?
He also got shot in the butt cheek.
All they linebackers.
Oh, that whole
Kevin
thing.
Green.
Wide receiver you talking about?
Rod Woods.
Rod Woodson. Every time they cut him, it's right on time. And then they just find another Chad Smith.
Rod Woodson was pretty good on the Raiders for a few years.
He won the Super Bowl with the Ravens, too.
Yeah,
he
but
he was amazing.
He was still amazing, but they cut him right in time where they wouldn't have to pay him. And so they always did it right. Rooney, but everyone they cut never had anything bad to say. Always come back to coach, come back to support, come back to everything. No matter who it was, they always did things right. But now that Rooney's gone, everything is falling apart. You got players holding out. You got players not showing up for practice, yelling at people on the sideline, even though he ain't did nothing. He ain't do shit himself, right? Too busy trying to tell his different baby mamas to work together to raise his kids. You get shit is just falling apart in Cleveland. Sometimes it takes an owner dying and shit falls apart.
How many families in LA have just never spoken again after
grandma died? Dude, the one 2 houses down. The Peters, Christine Peters. That was the one where remember I told you grandma kept the nephew from shooting his uncle on the porch. My sister couldn't believe it. We were laughing.
Who we talking about?
The family down the street. Melissa never told you that story?
No.
About this crazy family?
You hear some dirty laundry in the neighborhood, dirty laundry?
It ain't dirty. He wrote a book about it. He was dealing drugs back in the day, and then he got in this bad car accident. So his uncle, he parked his car in front of, he had it towed to our block, because his uncle, who was a little bit, did a lot of drugs back then, was also worked on cars, and he said, hey, just salvage the stuff we can salvage, and we're going to get the car junkyard dealer. He all of a sudden comes over, check out the car radio gone, and the speakers that was still working after the car accident. And mind you, he was a big time drug dealer, so he had the top of the line shit in the car. He used to ask his uncle, where's the thing at? He goes, oh, it's no good, I had to get rid of it. The radio wasn't good, I had to get rid of it. He said, you have to get rid of the radio and the speakers, but I see everything else still in the car. He was like, nah, man, I had to get rid of it. So he's like, man, stop lying. How much you sell it for? Give me the money. I know you use it for drugs. They start arguing. They're on the front porch, mind you. The nephew takes out the gun on the uncle, holding it at him. Mind you, the nephew's brother just killed himself like a few years before, right? Grandma run out, Lucille runs out, stands in front of him like, Jeffrey, please no, I can't take another death in this family. I can't take another death. And the uncle yelling, no, Mom, move. He ain't got no heart to do it, right? Jeffrey's like, but Grandma, come on, Grandma. He's like, I already got the gun cocked. The police came. All they did was laugh. They didn't arrest nobody. Because, mind you, I forgot to tell you, that was the third time the police came in the last two weeks to the house. And they're like, we here again? What happened now? Who fighting each other now? So that's what happened. And that's what the Steelers are now. They a family that's in disarray because the grandma died. Like,
so they stealing each other's audio equipment.
Man, they fighting. Someone probably sleeping with some girl. Ben Roethlisberger probably back raping again. Yeah, with Stormy Daniels
came out and said she felt like he pressured her into giving him a kiss. One of the nights up in Tahoe.
Man, that was motorcycle Ben.
That was Ben Roethlisberger might be back. Me too him.
I might have to cut him.
He playing like shit.
Reasons.
He playing like shit. And you know what? He also ran off the offensive coordinator last year. He's now in Cleveland. And that's another thing. You think about the offensive coordinators Ben Roethlisberger ran out. He ran off Ken Wisenhunt, who under Ben had his best season. He had his best seasons under Ken Wisenhunt. Runs him away. Ben goes shitty, right? What happened? Then they get Todd Haley. Ben's bitching about the offense, but he's having the best years ever. Him and Antonio Brown for 3 years look unstoppable. He bitches about him, gets him fired. He goes off to Cleveland. Ben looks like shit again. Ben's going to be one of those Hall of Fame quarterbacks that you're going to look at the numbers and say, how the fuck did he make the Hall of Fame?
Hey man,
all you're going to do is say, well, he's better than Eli, and he got a couple of Super Bowls. One of the Super Bowls, he didn't even do shit. He threw less than 100 yards and threw a pick.
Fast Willie Parker.
Fast Willie Parker. Put it like this. He got outplayed by his wide receiver, had a better passing game than him, Antoine Randall.
The Steelers, they seem like, they're in disarray to a degree, but I feel like, I think it's one of those things where the offensive line shouldn't come out and said anything. And said what they said. They could have said it more tactfully, like the same thing with Dak Prescott. I thought he could have been more tactful in what he said. Something like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get mad at Le'Veon trying to take care of himself and his family and his financial situation. It would be nice if I had more knowledge from him even that I would not share with y'all. Something like that. Just like, I wish we know it'd make it easier on us, and obviously we want him here. But you know what? It's frustrating, but it's something we got to deal with, and not the world's not perfect. Whatever. Leave it at that. Instead of being like, be a man, nigga. Big man, nigga.
Man, that's exactly what they said, but they said it in football player talk.
In a couple years, they'll be asking Le'Veon,
can a nigga borrow a French fry?
And then who's that punk? The Twitter dude that was like, you couldn't do this if you weren't on this team. You're lucky to be drafted. You'd be nobody if you weren't drafted. He's a former employee. He's a former PR
he went off on Antonio Brown.
I'm like, I would if Antonio Brown.
Excuse me.
I would for sure be mad and be like, well, trade me, see what happens. Like, dude, you're nobody that works in this company, and like you have your opinions because you knew me.
Well, no, that show Antonio Brown was in his feelings. He was in his millennial feelings.
He probably knew that person through working with them personally, and for that person to say what they said, he probably felt like that's cold. So he said that. He probably didn't need to say that, but even if he does say that, he's saying it to somebody who's just trolling on Twitter, so it's not that big a deal. But it's interesting the dynamic of somebody he knew. If that was somebody that was just like some random person he didn't know, I don't know that even response to it. So he got to a little bit. I agree with you. But
how well do you think Antonio Brown knows a PR person that worked there like 4 years ago?
Not at all.
When he was younger, and he was
Antonio Brown don't know nobody in that.
He's only been a man for 4 or 5 seasons. So if that guy was there in his early years where he was still becoming a star, he was probably way more humble and actually like got to know the people that he was working with that were on that side. If he was trying to build his
and don't forget, Antonio Brown made the Pro Bowl like his second year in the league. Like that year that Mike Wallace last year they both were in the Pro Bowl. But he was balling. He had 1,000 yards.
He wasn't Antonio Brown who's coming in on a chariot or flying on a chopper. That was the last 3 years.
Acting
been that. So like I'm like, hey, he is high level cooning. What'd you say about him last week?
Man, living his truth, man. He's living his truth.
Last week, Aaron's like, man, the only good thing we do with him is slit his throat after his playing days.
After his playing days over, he ain't got nothing to do. All he gonna do is breed a bunch of kids he ain't gonna raise.
He gonna name himself Senior.
And then they probably living in some. They gonna name himself Senior, and they probably living in some shitty ass town where they gonna get a job working in a mine. That ain't got no good employment rate. He ain't raising them, so he ain't doing nothing good.
He makes enough money, he can buy a little town that will then allow him
He's
to have all his...
The fact he having all those kids tell you he's
live in that town and work together in that town.
He better move back to Africa. He trying to drink some shit like that. I said back to Africa knowing he ain't never been to Africa. That's right. I came at you like one of these racist ass hicks. Yeah, go back to Africa. So NFL pitching plan goes up to $200,000 when you reach 65. At 55 to 75,000.
But you 65 and a former NFL player.
Oh no, your health is
You said all that on
Antonio Brown. That ain't gonna work for Antonio Brown. He wasted all that money on chariots and helicopters flying him in like an idiot.
Anyway,
man, talk about more dysfunction though. What about these Timberwolves?
Oh, NBA.
Oh, we were talking about some baloncesto.
Yeah, so this week came out. Jimmy Butler wants to trade.
Don't blame him.
He wants to go to the LA Clippers. He wants to go to the Knicks. I forgot what the third team was.
Anywhere away from those fools in Minnesota.
It was Knicks, Clippers,
Nets.
And maybe the Nets. Yeah.
Don't blame him. That's bad. That tell you the situation in Minnesota bad. He willing to go to the Nets.
No, he wants to go to a team.
He wants to get a super max contract.
Oh, don't blame him.
And he wants to go to a place where that they can afford to also bring another max contract. So he's choosing places that have no real stars, or maybe they have Porzingis
or some fake young stars.
Yeah, they got some fools that are not signed to big contracts yet. Also, some that won't be signed. Yeah, so like he's thinking if he goes there, he'll be able to manipulate it to where they bring in another big star. So it could be good for him because he definitely needs to be the second or third best player on a team if he wants to be really contending.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. Like he was that in Chicago. Like he was the best player.
They weren't good enough. No. Well, he was when Derrick Rose was healthy before he went down. It was Derrick Rose and then him. Yeah. And that's when they really made a little noise. When he's your second best player, so you got somebody else who has an elite skill set or elite ability like Rose did before he got injured. Like your second best player doesn't have to have those same attributes, but it could be really good. That's what Jimmy Butler is, like a really, talented player that has works hard to be as good as he is because he doesn't have any like super elite physical traits that he just fall back on.
They do work hard.
But yeah. He need to be a second or third fiddle. He need to be a second. Hey, take less. Hey, be like my boy Draymond Green. Take less so you can sign Clay and Steph. And KD.
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, I don't think he deserves a supermax deal.
No, he don't.
He don't. I mean, every team wants to give it to somebody, but I don't think he deserves one. And I think the best thing for Timberwolves is to trade him. That'll make them. I mean, that'll hurt their chances to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Well, they just gave your boy Karl Anthony Towns 5 years, $190. So they're investing in him. I think Karl Anthony Towns is gonna need to find what he got deep down inside. Is he a leader of a team, or is he always just gonna be super talented? Is he gonna be the leader of the team, or is he gonna be Andrew Wiggins 2.0? Andrew Wiggins
he's gonna be slightly better than Andrew Wiggins 2.0. Hey. But it's only slightly better.
You like how Andrew Wiggins called Steven Jackson a bum ass?
Your girl shut down her page.
Oh. Yeah, he's talking about Karl Anthony Towns' ex-former girlfriend, the Instagram model. She and him apparently broke up, and then there was rumors coming out this week after Jimmy Butler said he...
Where you stopping? You gotta talk over that.
Welcome to the Grayson District, y'all. We got the sirens blaring on a Sunday night. But there was speculation that was going around saying that the reason why Jimmy Butler wanted out of Minnesota and the reason why they had a frosty relationship between him and Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns in particular was because there was rumors that Jimmy Butler had got it in with Karl Anthony Towns' girl.
Rumors, but I hear it's kind of fake though.
I think it's fake. I think it's people being.
I wish it was real because then I could come and then I still had a chance.
There's some theories out there that that's what happened. That's part of it. Around the same time that it was like Jimmy Butler's birthday, it's the same time that they broke up because something happened at Jimmy Butler's birthday party, bruh.
Only good stuff I heard.
Only good stuff. Yeah.
But as an NBA player, do you really trip on that sort of thing? Like, hey, I can't really just go out with this dude anymore.
Well, here's the thing. So I was talking to Aaron about this earlier. I was like, he had kind of like, it seemed like he was like trying to wipe this girl up. I'm like, you met her. She's an Instagram model, basically. You met her because she's fine. And she seems to have some like good-hearted attributes. But at the same time, like, I'm like, bruh, you got her out there living with you in Minnesota because we see it on I don't follow her, so I wouldn't know.
I did. I followed her until she shut down her page. After all this, I'm pissed.
She was posted up with him all the time, or at the house, and he was posted up with her all the time. They were even doing like a holiday, like they were doing a charitable holiday giveaway.
So it's like that old Eddie Murphy joke. Now we have $2 million and $2.
But dude, I'm like, I told Aaron, I was like, bro, you gotta put a ring on her finger and actually have her be your wife before you start doing, you go out there doing co-sponsoring philanthropic things together. Y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend that you met online 6 months ago. Like, that's a little dangerous. Play with fire, boy. Y'all both young.
She's fine now.
She is fine now.
Before she met him, when she was on Instagram, like her page seemed kind of like, it had like a lot of religious tone to it. I mean, she was showing some ass, but it still had religious tone.
A lot of booty.
But it still had a lot of religious tones, a lot of Bible verses.
Model connoisseur, so he's like, man,
No, I'm not the connoisseur.
She had a lot of Bible verses.
Hey, you want to know the connoisseur? Aaron, we should have Aaron. Y'all, all our fans out there on Twitter, message us with any models or curations you would like to see from Instagram by Aaron Grayson or our other friend Tim Hewitt.
Now, see, mine is more diverse than Tim.
No, Tim
got a type, and his follow that type.
You're looking for light-skinned beauties, Tim Hewitt can curate you a playlist real quick. If you're looking for worldly booty, Aaron Grayson can curate that list for you. And if you're looking for just strictly booty,
no matter the size or volume, Poom Pow Surprise! Yo, now how many times I'm on Instagram and I see something and I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, I just see this person page on my feed for the first time, but I don't even follow them. And it says no one that I know follow them. And I'm looking through the pictures and I see some old picture that says, like my Poop House Surprise. I'm not surprised, dude. I'm not surprised. Like my Poop House. Dude, Sam's girlfriend, we started dying with us. Remember that picture? It was a picture of his girlfriend wearing a thong. And all of a sudden you see, like my Poop House. So then we sent it to Sam, and he just starts dying, dude. He's like, the craziest thing is Kevin don't even follow him. Even still, he just liked it. Just saw some booty and liked it.
Kevin likes booty.
Did you say Kevin was following one of your cousins?
Yeah.
I like the cousin photo, dude. He's like, oh yeah, I know her. Yeah, she has some ass.
That might be like a separate podcast altogether. Aaron just talking about different Instagram models.
Yeah,
this we were breaking down.
Look, he started following me. Mm-hmm. Put it like this, they got a job in the adult industry. My first ever follow.
If y'all don't know, Aaron's always had
I'm a follow back.
Aaron's always had this yearning passion to pursue a career. What career was that, Aaron?
One of them entertainment industries based out of LA, probably the Valley, preferably near Chatsworth.
Yeah, Aaron deep down is a thespian. He don't mind lesbians, and he just wants to give them all the good sex king.
I'm a trisexual. I like to try everything. Ivy LaBelle. Shout out to Ivy LaBelle. Gave me my first porn star to follow me. I also started following you now because of that.
Hey, hit Aaron up in his DMs so y'all can get linked up and synced up.
Hit him up.
AVN,
I don't know if I can go there. I can't go there. I know. You know how Kristen Bell's been getting all kind of flack this week because she's been talking about how much she loved weed. And you know how her husband Dak Shepard is sober because he was an addict of like drugs and alcohol. Mm-hmm. So she talks about how much she like smokes every day, and even in front of her husband. And how he's so great, and he wants her to have he basically wants her to have like a drug party where he'll be the sober guy, and they try ecstasy and weed and mushrooms because she said she's never done mushrooms or ecstasy. He's like, well, we should have a party, invite everyone else, and I'll be the sober guy. So a lot of people in AA, a lot of people that survived addiction or have family going through it have been going off on her, which they should. They're like, you shouldn't do drugs around an addict, right? So that's what I'm coming at right now. I know I shouldn't go. I would never go to AVN. That's my limit. Like, I'm gonna lose my chip if I go there.
That's where Aaron really might.
I feel like we should go on the road and just do the podcast from AVN.
I might not make it to another thing. You know how
if our fans keep following us and propping us, hey, y'all keep doing what you're doing out there, spread the word. High Score 510 podcast. Y'all keep pushing the way you are. We're gonna be getting our press credential anytime.
Nah, see, I worry about that because you know how most people go to Vegas the first time. You know, you set up to do the podcast. All of a sudden, your whole young crew come back and they all got on sunglasses because they've been partying and drinking all night. My problem wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be alcohol.
We all got sunglasses.
You all got sunglasses
and doctor's appointments.
And next thing you know, I'm drinking penicillin.
They get tested more than these girls at Midwestern.
Well, I know. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about me losing my mind down there.
Aaron will lose his mind. Aaron might turn into like a real life incarnate version of what Kevin do on Instagram.
Exactly.
He's getting a bunch of like stickers.
I might have I might just be smacking them on people. Back, like. I might be the only person to get arrested in Vegas.
So going back to Dax Shepard's wife, or what's her name?
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell. Like, who goes on in an interview talking about all these drugs they want to do and not get the police call?
Especially when you got two young kids.
Right.
And that's what I don't understand. It's like that's white privilege right there. To take it back to Jarrett, that's white privilege right there.
It's primarily white privilege, but it's also economic privilege of being somebody who could just. But yeah, it's white privilege that you feel so free to talk about it like that.
Because think about this, Jared. Think about this. I chose a place to go get food at. Remember when we talked today?
Yeah.
Just because I knew I smelled like weed, I was like, Jared, that's a good place for me to go because all the barbecue smell in there, no one gonna smell the weed on me.
Yeah, and that's true.
I'm worried about. Remember, I was like, dude, I can't go get food from there. I might run into a pair and I smell like weed.
Those are the things that I think you have to deal with as a responsible person in general.
Yeah.
But then also, like, depending on your background and where you come from, you have to be more cognizant of that in your decision making if you don't want to deal with a lot of misinterpretations of yourself or misrepresentations of yourself. She definitely used a little privilege.
Mm-hmm. And they had to nurse go off on people that was going off on her.
Hey, you know what? I think it's fair for people. It's a good conversation. I think it is a good conversation. It's probably good for her to open her eyes to it and think about. Like,
well, the funny thing, she never went off on herself. She went off on my husband is a great man, and no one was saying that he wasn't good. We're just saying like you shouldn't be doing drugs around an addict.
Like, it's one thing if
you're always an addict. Yeah. Even no matter how many years sober you are.
Yeah.
Once an addict, always an addict.
I just think it's fair to critique that in the way that people did, and she's got to deal with that in a certain way. I think that's something that for her to open her eyes and be like, yeah, your husband might be saying this, but at the same time, like him saying it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. I'm sorry. Was he on One Tree Hill?
No, Dax Shepard?
No, his wife.
No, she was Veronica Mars.
I don't know who that is.
She had a show about herself. It was a good show. It was a good show, but one reason she had it because she looks like she looked like she was a teenager when she's like my age, even there forever. So remember she played Veronica Mars. She was like a high school detective or a teenage detective. Like her dad went missing or some shit. I mean, I didn't watch the shit. I don't know. I like my women to look older. She looked too young.
You gotta duck watching a bunch of Nickelodeon shows, nigga.
Aaron is like a real IMDb, like in the show, like he knows his own. No. It's like,
you know why I know about it?
It's crazy because he only knows black actors and every actress. He knows all actresses and all the black actors.
He knows black actors before 2008.
I'm gonna tell you this. So I had a job working 2 years. I was a tech person. After I graduated Cal, I kept a part-time job working as a tech person twice a week, which basically means I was a tech person for the student store whenever the computer systems or cash registers went down. Luckily, unlike the Parkway, they had some good shit that never crashed, right? Mm-hmm. So I sat in that booth all day. I sat in this tech room by myself twice a week for hours. And all I did was just look up shit on the internet, IMDb. And porn wasn't as good as it was. You couldn't watch videos back then. I mean, I was looking at pictures of naked women, but that was it. And then I had to go ahead and delete all the history. And then every now and then I'll bring a girl down there with me. That tech reel, that's right. A Grayson 3 in the ASUC back in the day, early 2000s, lighting it up. Had that tech booth steaming. You end up reading a lot of IMDb and read about shows because there's nothing else to do. And that was before the internet. The internet still had Netscape back then.
Or you and Duck been watching a lot of Disney Channel.
No, Duck watched that shit. I never watched Disney Channel.
Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. I watched Nickelodeon until...
First time I ever seen Anne Hathaway's because she was in that movie Havoc.
Havoc, yeah, when she was saying the N-word. Nigga.
Did she say the N-word?
Yeah,
I was too busy looking at her naked.
Yeah, she did that.
She can say the N-word if you naked. If you a white lady and you naked, you can say the N-word to me all you want. If we both naked, you can say it. In fact, I want you to say it. You can't say it enough. And I don't want you to say it end with the A. I want to end with the ER. Let me know you really mean it. We could role play slave. We could do whatever you want to do. I'm down. We could do 12 years of slave at nighttime. We could call it 12 minutes of slave. And just be nighttime. We could do it. Just letting you know. Aaron Grace is down. Any of you guys got predilections or dreams or wishes that you want to do a little role playing at night, call up Aaron Grace. You can find me. Just hit me through the High Score Podcast Twitter. High Score 510.
DM us.
DM and also send a picture too. A picture of your face. Just to let you know, High Score Podcast is an adult content show. Not playing in front of your children. You should not be playing it.
If you got this far,
if you got this far, you ain't realize. Hopefully, Jared could cut this and put this in front. And just to let you know, I have not used the N-word again in the 3 straight episodes.
You gonna have to tell me that all the time, and I like potato chips.
The white in the corner of your mouth.
Be a text.
No, I told you it was on the show. I'm still using the N-word. Here's the problem. This thing you messed up. I'm still using the N-word. Look, I used it the other day. I used it the other day. I'm still using the N-word. I used it when I was at Portal. Because I had a waiter by the name, some nigga named Clyde. I almost made it 3 shows.
We broke them.
2 shows.
2 shows. Gotta start over again. I'm not using the N-word. Just because I said that Drake was the N-word, which he is.
What is Drake?
An idiot, huh?
What's Drake?
You know what Drake is.
Tell me.
Hit that. Right.
Nigga, please.
I gotta hit the button way over there.
No, you just gotta hit it anywhere on it.
I hit it right there. That's what Drake is. He over there cooning out, writing 14-year-old girls, setting up. And that's wrong. I might be a pervert, but I ain't that big of a pervert.
Let's give a little background for anybody
Give some
who might
background,
not know.
Brandon. You know what Drake doing?
No, I said he's I forgot where the girl's from.
She's from Stranger Things.
It's the girl. It's 11 from Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's talking about he's giving her dating advice for 14-year-olds.
Telling her he miss her.
And they're texting back and forth.
They're texting back and forth.
And that's another.
She was like, I told him I miss him. He said he missed me too, or he missed me so much, and this and that.
Can't wait to hang out.
He want to hang out. When's the next time we gonna see each other? I mean, dude, Drake, you are a grown ass man, dog. You don't be texting for. I got 14-year-old nieces I don't text. Grown ass men don't approach 14-year-old girls, Drake.
Here's the thing. I give Drake the benefit of the doubt.
I ain't giving him the benefit of shit.
Because, his list is looking a lot like Derek Jeter's at this point. I feel like he's not, there's no question about the fact that he's not only dating 14-year-olds.
No, I think
he doesn't have a track record of dating 14-year-olds.
I think he's grooming.
Or any.
How old is Derek Jeter's wife? She's 20 years younger than him. Not quite 20 years, but she's almost 20 years younger.
Yeah, she's 20. No, she just turned 21 or 22. She just turned. And Derek Jeter older than me.
Derek Jeter.
He's trying to have a family.
Derek Jeter over 44 years old. She turned 20. He was dating her when she was still a teenager, Brandon.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't want you using the wrong example.
Just saying, man. I don't have any reason to believe.
Brandon, you are a mandated reporter, my friend.
Yeah.
And we need to take this seriously.
And obviously, I gotta be the one to be. I'm gonna be the one checking the dearest boyfriends. Brandon gonna be too casual.
What I will say is, Drake is too old to be communing with somebody in that way from what she was saying. And I think she was young and giddy, and she was saying more that if she was older and she was like you'd be like, that sounds a little bit suspect. Or if she was like just more knowledgeable, maybe she's like just like doesn't think anything wrong with it. Obviously, whoever's around her doesn't think anything wrong with it. So maybe it's just the fame and circles of fame. But at the same time, like y'all kicking it is always gonna be something where it should be professional. This ain't no like, yeah, you're famous now, so you get to come party and hang out and go backstage and do whatever, do hood rat things with my friends. Like, nah, Drake, man, you gotta have a little standards for yourself. Yeah. And it sounds like Drake, who dated people way younger than him, like, right, just 18, from what I heard. That kind of shit is like, hey man, he grooming her. He trying to have it's a form of grooming, you could say. It's very suspect, and it's something that people should be. Same thing with the lady talking about her husband, Dak Shepard, doing drugs. Like, yeah, it might be okay, it might be on the up and up, it might not have negative repercussions, but at the same time, like, there's reasons why you should be responsible and thoughtful of that, because there are repercussions that could happen, or unforeseen things, or foreseen things by Drake, in other words, that will not be good. So,
but hey, we'll see, man. We got 4 more years, Drake.
Sound like Drake gonna make an R. Kelly song in about a few
years. I'm telling you, he gonna be on that. Dude, hey, you just called it out. Hey, shout out to R. Kelly, Drake. Come on our show. We want to see if the OG got any knowledge for the young G, and y'all can have a discussion on how you guys get at young women.
Don't do that on this show. No, there's no shout out. There's no invitation for that on this show.
They shouldn't come on. Yeah, hey, y'all do that somewhere else on your own time.
By the way, Drake, I'm not calling you a predator anyway right now. Those thoughts and opinions are shared by Aaron and Jarrett only.
I'm calling you a predator, Drake. Fuck you, the horse you rode in on, your daddy. The best parts of you went down, probably slid between the crack of your mom's ass and ended up on the bed sheet. That's right, I said.
Yeah, and that nigga only $5.
Come on, man.
All right, so we're going to try a new thing today. We're trying a new segment called Quick Hits. We have a couple items we just want to give about 10 seconds on each and go from there. So we're going to pick it up with Quick Hits. Brandon, start us off with Quick Hits.
Hey man, shout out to my boy Kanye West laying the law down for everybody. First of all, he goes on IG talking to Drake like, hey, why you ain't deny these rumors about sleeping with my wife? My wife is going online saying it never happened. Why haven't you come out and said anything?
My quick hitter. He didn't come out and say anything because he already slept with her. Just like Nick Cannon, just like Ray J, just like a bunch of other, just probably about, if you go back 10 years, a fourth of the NBA.
All of y'all?
Every last one.
That sound like a choice.
I think there are different rules. Like when somebody's single and they're out there living their life, and then somebody gets married and like got kids now, like it's necessary to bring dust all that up.
If you made it famous by a sex tape, Brandon, then yes, that's gonna be brought up. It's like a porn star. They don't go out there and lie.
And makeup lines now, Aaron.
They don't go out there and lie. We still bring up Stormy Daniels as a porn star.
I'm not gonna debate you about the merits of Kim Kardashian's fame.
Kim Kardashian blew up because of all the brothers.
But here's the thing, man. There's a lot of motherfucking sex tapes out there. All your clean videos are all fucking sex tapes, and none of those bitches.
They get paid for doing it.
$50 million a year.
None of them was having all the brothers and what has become exotified.
Yeah, she got exotified by the brothers.
No, there was a report on it. It said,
Lord knows that Kardashian ass is like nigga catnip. It just draws them to it.
Much like I can't debate Jared about Justin Timberlake anymore, I'm not talking about Kim Kardashian no more. I can't talk to Jared about Draymond Green, Conor McGregor,
Blake Jarwin?
Blake Jarwin. All those motherfuckers. Anyway.
All right, next quick hitter is
disrespecting our queen right there.
She thinks the black man queen. That's wrong.
Oh shit, Aaron is out of there. See,
my real phone battery was dying. I was good when I was on there. I was looking up articles.
Hit him with the magic moment.
Aaron,
with technology.
Dude, Aaron, bro, that's 3 shows in a row.
At least I didn't say the N-word most of those shows. Dude, I'm sorry. It keeps me focused. It keeps me focused, man. I don't think you know, man. I always have a great show. I always have a great show when I got the old phone in my hand.
We got what else we got? Tiger Woods won a tournament today.
Oh,
He's back, Tiger Woods, y'all.
is Tiger Woods back or is he back?
Back in red, motherfucker.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. Kalagi.
What the hell was that?
There, you know what that's from?
Yeah, People Hernandez.
People Hernandez, man.
Boy, People Hernandez, man.
I'm a bad
Tiger Woods. You know what fault that is? Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk couldn't keep it in.
Marshall Falk was a smart guy on the show, and he too busy showing people his dick while getting his makeup done.
That Negro being, man, that's high level cooning right
Had
there.
his dick sticking out his pants and then moved the towel.
That's, come on.
That's what he did. That's high level cooning.
You in full retard.
And people want to call me a pervert.
I got Clay Matthews getting another fine this week for another quarterback. Basically, if you ever seen NFL films, if you ever see like anything about football, like he hit up somebody and took him down. Like there's no way you can tackle somebody
Without taking him
and not follow him. Like it's almost impossible. You will blow out your ACL trying to do it.
It's like we want acrobats out here now. You got to be a defensive player who can do a flip over somebody.
Man, you need to be a stuntman from a Jackie Chan movie. We got Yasiel Puig's house getting broken into for the 4th time.
Juicy Puig. Hey man, you gotta learn something, bro. It's that
Need to get ringed or something.
you need to pay alarms, nigga.
I need to know where the fuck he living. I mean, you know, there's a lot of rich neighborhoods and gated communities in LA. Look, there's a lot of Hollywood people in LA that got gated communities. You got more money coming in than they do.
He might just need to get some roommates that are like, I don't want you doing anything other than kicking it at home all day. And y'all are trained to use a shotgun.
Yeah, he ain't got no Cuban cousins with machetes around?
Man,
Right.
and I'm trying to figure out what subreddit has his address there.
Seriously.
Like, who the fuck just knows? Multiple people know where he lives.
He got a wife and kids. I wouldn't even go back home.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Hey, just a quick note. Aaron is enjoying some of the delights of kung fruit.
And those are our quick hitters.
Those are the quick hitters. Those are the quick hitters. Those are the quick hitters.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I just want to play that on every episode. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Here we go. Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
We're broken people now. We're burning out.
Oh shit, man. My Cutty Corner shout out is gonna be pretty short. My Cutty Corner shout out goes to myself for not starting Patrick Mahomes the first 3 weeks of the NFL season. He started 13 touchdowns. And meanwhile, I got Kirk Cousins starting every week for no apparent reason. They lost to Buffalo today.
Dude, that's bad.
And I'm thinking, like, dude, the way he's just throwing the ball just effortlessly to everybody. That's on me. My bad. I need to do better. I will do better.
He's getting
effortlessly.
The defense is playing effortless defense because they leaving them 4 yards wide open every time they throw the ball.
Shout out to Orlando Scandrick. Come on the show.
Oh, your boy, that's your boy. Can you get on the
He's on the Chiefs.
What team is he on? He's on the Chiefs?
He's on the Chiefs.
Hey, bro, they're
He's fucking man. He gets the most hate.
everyone hates it. Well, he seems like a smart dude, but he also has, he's kind of like Steve Smith, like a chip on his shoulder about everything.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, all corners do, man. Patrick Mahomes, you get a start from me next week, and you know my luck is probably
About time.
It's
Yeah,
probably
he got the sports game.
It's probably from the
Oh, yeah, he only had 3 touchdowns today. So.
only 3.
Only 3.
And they were only 3 in the first half. Aaron, you got a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yeah, my Cutty Corner shout out to these two, since I already ruined it, and I gotta wait till next week. These 2 niggas I'm sitting here with on the show, who lambasted and talk shit about me because I wanted to eat my watermelon last week on the show, and because of that, I didn't finish off my watermelon, which caused the delay of me buying a new watermelon. And guess what? While I'm in there buying watermelon, guess what? Watermelon is to a whole bunch of gourds and bullshit like pumpkin. and shit like that nobody should be eating anyway because it don't taste good. So I went out and bought a watermelon because of you two. I was delayed 2 days because I didn't finish eating my watermelon last time. So I got this soft ass end of the season watermelon right here. Tastes good, but still soft. I only probably was able to cut about 65% of it because the rest of it was too soft. You guys fucked up the end of the year watermelons for me, and now I got to start this stupid ass pumpkin season. You go into Pete's, what they got: pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin this, pumpkin that. I had a pumpkin thing from Trader Joe's. It tastes like they took one of those gourds and just shaved the shit in the fucking cocoa. It was horrible. Why we put pumpkin in it? A pumpkin is a squash. Cutty Corner Shout also goes out to squashes. We don't put squash in lattes. We don't put squash in cocoa. We don't put squash in stuff that's supposed to be sweet. Why we do it with pumpkins? A pumpkin is a goddamn squash. Why the hell fall hit and everybody lose their fucking mind? Why? Because we can't eat good watermelon no more. Stone fruit's gone, and I'm stuck eating a goddamn squash.
My Cutty Corner shout out. I was gonna think social issues, things that could really bring it down.
Like Brett Kavanaugh putting his dick in somebody's face and conflict.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. Like I was talking about that. But I want to go towards something a little more funny and positive, and I think I'm gonna go with the Cutty Corner shout out goes to the Yaramala brothers.
Come on, man, brothers. The Yaramala brothers. Two
very funny, unique, charismatic, and just good people all around. Nithin and Naveen and Nithin. Yaramin, Yarahala, Yaramala. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so Nithin has this great idea. He's like, hey guys, I had a great summer. I'm about to go back to school because he's in college. He's like, I want to throw like a little danger. Nithin wants to have a little kick it at his house, hang out, play some drinking games. I'm already on record as saying that Nithin is not a good athlete. Okay? Not that he's not a good person.
You don't need to be on record to say that.
He is not a good athlete, right? This weekend, I found out how bad an athlete Nithin, and surprisingly, his brother.
His brother was a good athlete, though.
His brother's a decent athlete. His brother's definitely a better athlete than him. But we were playing this dumbass game called Beer Die. It's a stupid game.
Wait, they come up with some new dumb drinking games.
Yeah, it's a drink game where you really don't drink. And it's all about whether or not you can.
Yeah, you don't even drink during this game. That's it don't make no sense.
If you make it in the cup from 38 yards away,
and it gotta go at least 18 feet in the air. You throwing a stupid ass dice. And there's only 4 cups at the ends of the table. And you're trying to hit it to the other side end of the cup.
And it's a game you can only play outside because of these restrictions of how you gotta throw the fucking die. Anyways,
this is stupid game.
Shout out to Sam Johnson for jock riding that game so much when it's not that tight. But when you only have 4 people, I guess it's a serviceable thing to do. Or baseball. Baseball's fun. Shout out to Richie Bertone for teaching me that game. Anyways, I'm rambling. But in playing that game, Sam Johnson ain't shit, by the way. Shout out to Sam Johnson. Come on our show. In playing our game, you're supposed to throw the die like 10 to 15 feet in the air. It's supposed to come down, hit the table. And it'll hit and it'll bounce in crazy directions because it's a dice. And you got to catch it on the other end. The other team has to catch it with one hand. They can't use 2 hands or any part of their body. And you hope for them to drop to get a point. Whoever scores so many points wins. If you make it in the cup, that's like 2 or 3 points, and then they got to drink whatever's in the cup. So they got to finish the whole cup of beer. But anyways, that never happens.
Never happens. It's almost impossible to get the
I was just going to say this. There was a stretch of times where Nithin and Naveen and Nithin threw the die straight up in the air, and it came right back down into their hands.
Or behind them.
So there were times where I would throw my die. I was on Naveen's team, and we didn't get a second die thrown to even qualify for scoring a point for 5 throws in a row. 10 throws in a row at one point. Same thing with Nithin. Nithin was, they were terrible at flipping something high up in the air. Unfortunately, it was an unfortunate discovery. I thought maybe they were athletic enough to handle flipping dice up in the air, underhand tossing up in the air, and having to land on a table 10 to 15 feet in front of you. But apparently that's not something they're able to do. Even if the table was only 1 foot in front of them, about 60% of the time, they would not have made the table. So, Cutty Corner Shoutout goes to them and their athletic prowess. Thank you for listening to our show. We hope you enjoyed your time here with us at High Score 510. Check us out on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And tap in with us. Send us questions. We'll get to it. For sure.
Yeah, and I'm on the search for the worst internet comment about sports this week. So make your words count.
This smells like fear, fruity pebbles, and possum piss.
But baseball, that's a fun game. That's a fun game. And to be the umpire would actually be kind of fun because you have somebody who doesn't want to really drink or play. They could just be like the arbiter of the rules.
And Jarrett missed camp season already.
I miss the
camp.
He's reminiscing about drinking
games. Reminiscing.
No. Yeah, a little bit, guys. You guys want to play some drinking games together?
No, I'm fine just drinking. Don't get the game part to it.
And then what was kind of tight, man. Open bars where to go, man. I would gladly drink it all I could last night.
What did we get?
Friend Ernie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ernie.
Hey,
why did I get the invite, bro?
Huh?
Why didn't you invite?
It cost too much money, man. Those plates ain't cheap.
I was always so nice to Ernie. We always talked so deeply about football. We like
man, you just went to games for free when Ernie get you.
Thank you, Ernie. I appreciate you, man.
To Ernie's
Congratulations. Congratulations. No, I seen him. I ran into him a couple times when we still working in Cal.
Thank you for listening to High Score 510. Please subscribe to our Spotify page for more featured content.
The best part about this way is I'm close with Ernie, but I'm not close enough where I gotta do shit for that. I had to get him to the venue.
That's a good one.
I didn't have to like drive him anywhere, hold a ring or no shit like that. I didn't even have to show up at the bachelor party. It's like, hey man, you got a kid, it's all good. All I had to do was show up, eat, drink, dance.
You are right.
That's all I had to do. Those are the best weddings. You hear that, everybody? Those are the best weddings.